Rate limit exceeded is an error message that Twitter displays when an application or user exceeds the allowed number of requests within a specific time frame. Twitter imposes rate limits to prevent abuse and ensure fair usage of their API, application programming interface, by developers and users. When you encounter a rate limit exceeded error, it means you've made more requests to Twitter's API than the rate limit allows for your particular use case. The rate limits can vary depending on the type of request and the level of access granted to your application. To resolve this issue, you can take the following steps. Check the Twitter API documentation. Review the rate limits specified in the Twitter API documentation. Ensure that your application stays within the allowed limits for each type of request. Implement rate limiting in your code. If you are a developer working with the Twitter API, make sure to implement proper rate limiting in your code to prevent exceeding the allowed limits. Various libraries and tools can help you manage rate limits efficiently. Avoid spammy behavior. Twitter may impose stricter rate limits if they detect suspicious or spammy behavior. Ensure that your application complies with Twitter's rules and guidelines to maintain access to their API. Monitor API usage. Regularly monitor your application's API usage to detect any unexpected spikes in traffic. Use tools and analytics to keep track of your requests and stay within the allocated limits. Request higher rate limits. If your application genuinely requires higher rate limits due to specific use cases, you can request access to elevated rate limits from Twitter. However, Twitter typically grants higher limits to established and reputable developers with justified needs. Remember that respecting rate limits is crucial to ensure a stable and sustainable Twitter API ecosystem for all users and developers. Abiding by the rules will help you avoid getting blocked or having your API access restricted.